Hello everybody, welcome to this live stream from the Norwegian Prima in Bermuda. Very, very exciting. I'm here with Captain Hansen, you can see him here. And if you have a question for me today, if you can start it with question in capital letters, that just really helps me to pick out what is a question. I have got so much to talk about. There's so much I want to show you. This is such a fun ship. Oh my goodness. I've been very brave as well. I've been on not the water slides yet. I've been on the dry slides. I've been go-karting. I've eaten a lot. The sun is out. I forgot what the sun is like. A question straight away. Is your mum with you? My mum is at home. My mum is with Hudson. So shout out to my mum who's looking after Hudson. Okay, yes. Thank you so much to the moderators who look after this chat. Like Kevin, if you can start the questions with question, it just makes it so much easier so much easier for me to pick out what is a question and what is just everybody chatting. It's so nice to see all of you here. This is a different day because we're going to be at sea on Friday, so I thought I'd try and do it today. The internet's been pretty good throughout this entire cruise, probably the best I've had in the last year or so. So fingers crossed it holds out for this live stream. If the quality doesn't look as good as normal, I have reduced it on my end because I think it's better if it's a steady stream rather than a really HD one. But at the moment, this looks good. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I am in my cabin on Norwegian Prima. You can see this. How cool is this? This is probably my favorite cabin I've ever had. I'm going to make a video just about this cabin, so I will show you why. The first question is from Sarah, and she says, I would love to know how easy/difficult it's been to get a table in Indulge. I've read so many conflicting things. So Indulge is probably my favorite place on board. I don't know if my favorite place should be a food venue, but it is. So Indulge is like, it's like if you've been to Rotterdam or like a European city where there's those huge market halls where everywhere you go, there's a different thing around a different corner, completely different. It's like that with all of these different food venues. And you sit at a table and you order on an iPad and it comes and it's unlimited food and it gets to you in about 5 minutes. And the power is just crazy. You're like, I'll try this. I'll have this from the Indian place. I'll have this from the barbecue place. You'll have the weirdest combinations of food, but it's the best. I think I would eat there probably most days on this cruise, but we haven't had any trouble getting a table. One time we did sit outside because it was pretty busy inside, but we're in Bermuda. So like it's fine to sit outside, which was pretty cool. And I went yesterday for dinner. We went at 7 p.m. We found a table straight away. There's 3 of us, so we got a table for 4. No problem, no problem. There's also a lot of seats at the like on the bars where the food is being made. So I think those ones are normally free. It's normally the sit-down tables that go faster, but we haven't had any problems. I think it depends, you know, if the buffet is also open and Indulge is open, then people are spread out. If Indulge was the only place, everyone will be in there because it's fantastic. But yeah, we haven't had any problems with that. Thank you so much for everyone who put so many nice comments in the chat. I really appreciate it. So many questions. Oh my goodness. So much to show you. I'm so proud of myself for going down the drop slide. There's a 10-story drop slide on here and I did it, which is cool. So scary. How is the weather right now? It is glorious, lovely. It is amazing. It's not that warm by everybody else's standards, but for me, being from the UK, it is super, super warm. It's maybe like 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, which feels so warm to me. Emma Otter's in here. Hello, Emma. Emma is hard at work at home selling these cruises. I really, really appreciate it. We've had so many requests coming in since I've been here, and that is so cool. If you're on the UK side or the US side, people behind the scenes are working, so please feel free. Don't think, oh, Emma's on a cruise, we can't book in through her. I have behind the scenes, thanks to Emma. Have you seen the rooms that have a slide going through their balconies? They don't actually go through the balconies, as far as I can tell. It goes between the balconies. So your balcony would just kind of end, and then there's a slide bit. You can't see anything from inside the slides. I have been on the 2 racing slides, and I have been on the drop slide. Anna says, how is the vegetarian food? Have NCL improved on that front? I think it's kind of a mixed bag. So if you go in the main dining room, there's always a vegetarian section. There's always vegetarian food there. If you go to some places, there's not always vegetarian stuff on the menu. Like I just went to the local for lunch. I think it's only a salad is vegetarian on that menu, but anything else you can change, and they're always happy to change it. So I just had some nachos. I just took off the meat part. Totally fine. It's a little bit more, you know, you have to think a little bit more than on, you know, British cruise lines where quite a lot of us are vegetarian, but definitely not hungry, like not for a single second. And in places like the Indulge, like there's loads of vegetarian choices there. There's vegetarian stuff in the buffet. So yeah, definitely not hungry. Is it a balcony you're in? Yeah, I'm in a balcony cabin. This is the standard balcony cabin. It is big. It is big. It feels very, very open. It feels very wide. I'm not sure what we're missing to make it feel more spacious. We have a sofa, we have a bed, we have Captain Hudson, but it just feels very kind of light. And the bathroom, oh my goodness, I can't wait to show you the bathroom. It is huge. It is the best shower I think I've ever had on a cruise. Like, I'm definitely team bath. I'm not on team shower. But in the middle of the day yesterday, I was like, I'm going to have a shower in the middle of the day because it was nice. Like, it's actually enjoyable. It has this massage thing on the thing for your head. It was pretty good. Brandon says, how long does it take to get from your stateroom to the buffet? Kind of a while, because this ship is huge. It's not that big in terms of passenger capacity. It's not like a 6,000 or 7,000 person ship. But my last cruise I was on was the 2000 built in 2000 Fred Olsen Belletta, and to go from that ship to this one feels huge. It's not too far. You can get there in 5 minutes, so that's okay. Yeah, this is a balcony cabin, but it's the same sort of design across everything. Emma says, loved Indulge, wish it was bigger. They could have every restaurant as Indulge, and like I would be fine with that. Because the food's really good too, really good. And I like to just mix together random things. You know, I'll just order a poppadom from the Indian place and order nachos and just mix it all together. What languages are spoken? I've only heard English spoken on board. It is mostly Americans, I would say. There's definitely some other British people on board. I've heard the odd phrase and been like, that's very, very British. But it's mostly, I think, mostly people from, say, America, Canada, Australia, England, all that kind of thing. What is, oh, I don't really know about Bermuda yet. I'm 3 days into I'm on day 2 out of 3 in Bermuda. So I'm going to go out after this one. Stunning cabin. Thank you very much. Have you seen any other plushy Hudsons on board? I haven't, but they are everywhere. If you're in our Facebook group, Hudson has a much better life than most humans, I think. I haven't been to Horseshoe Bay. No, not yet. I haven't really been out. I've been doing some work this morning. We went out a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to get out after this live stream. And we're here again tomorrow. So we've got 3 days. How much would you have to pay for this cruise if it wasn't an ad? So I have everything. And for those of you who know me, normally when I go on a cruise, if I take a Norwegian cruise, I will buy the soda package, which is around kind of $8 a day. And I don't normally pay for specialty dining. So I wouldn't normally pay for everything. If you book this balcony suite with all the specialty meals, the premium plus, the everything, I think it's around £250 a day when I looked, which is about $300 a day. My translation's trying to work out there. But you can do this cruise much cheaper. If you want to do an inside cabin, if you want to, get a soda package instead of drinking, it just depends on what you want to do. Have you found a duck? I have. I found 3 ducks. 3 ducks. I re-hid one. The cruising duck seems like a thing on Norwegian. So do kind of the T-shirts. People have T-shirts with ducks on them and everything like that. Don't read anything on the Bermuda Triangle. It'll freak you out. It's totally fine. You can cruise through the Bermuda Triangle. Do not stress. Yeah, that's a lot inside it is. This is definitely the premium offering from Norwegian. When I did a Norwegian cruise, I was on the Norwegian Sun in November. I think we paid £800 for 7 nights for that cruise. So not every Norwegian cruise costs as much as this, but this is very different from the older and smaller Norwegian ships. I'm building up quite a collection now. There's a few that I'm missing, but I started on Norwegian, so I've got quite a lot of them. But this is very different. This is very, very different. Both good, both good. How long does it take you to edit an average video? Oh, I think I normally say it takes kind of an hour for each minute, but I think it takes longer than that. I think it takes me sort of 2 hours per minute. If I'm doing a 20-minute video, like a full week's work to edit it, probably. I don't really stick to the kind of 9 to 5 anymore because there's no reason for me to do that. So I work best in the evenings. But of course, editing is kind of the least of the work because it's thinking of the ideas, it's the thumbnails, it's the scripting that takes me a long time. If you're at Bermuda, then you're not in the Bermuda Triangle. Not right now, but we came through, as far as I know, the Bermuda Triangle to get here. And we're doing all right, I think. Oh, Peter says, I do wish NCL would bring a newer ship to the UK. Rooms look dated on the older ships. I really liked my cabin on Norwegian Sun. We had the cheapest inside cabin, the guaranteed inside cabin, and it was very nice. There was nothing like, I guess it is dated in the way that you can tell the date when you look at it. It's not like this, but it was perfectly clean. It felt spacious. There was storage. Like, that matters more to me, I think. How many Caribbean cruises have you done? Oh, I have done 3, and I've done the Eastern, the Western, and the Southern. So I've got them all covered now. What is the best entertainment or activity on board so far? So the good thing is you can see on all of my posts, it says #ad. That's because I'm here doing some work for Norwegian, which is cool. So what that means is I'm making videos for their channel as well as mine. My content will be the same as normal. What you expect from me, that's what it will be. But I'm also making videos for them. So because I'm doing that, I have to do the things that I've promised to do, like go on the go-karts, even though I'm really scared. I think the drop slide, the 10-story drop slide is probably the best. I did it twice. I didn't expect to do it twice, but it's kind of pushed me a little bit out of my normal comfort zone. I get quite into a routine. So that's been good. What is your favorite alcoholic drink NCL offers? Yeah, same thing. Normally I don't drink much, but I have the drinks package on here. So I'm trying the cocktails. I've been trying these sustainable cocktails that are made of kind of leftover ingredients, which is fun. I think my favorite though is still the peach Bellini, which is kind of just a normal drink. But I like that one. They have cocktails on tap as well. So I've tried those ones. Oh, I saw that NCL moved towards the old muster drill. Were they doing that or the new one? They moved. When I was on Sun, they moved back to the old muster, and now they've come back to the new muster. So we had new muster on here. Very, very easy. We watched the video before we got on the cruise, again on the cabin TV, and then we just checked in. Very, very easy. Super easy. Is your balcony furniture as nice as your room furniture? Yes, it is. It is. It's weird because normally every balcony just has 2 of the same seats and that's it. But they're like padded seats and they're sort of, they don't recline, but they lean back a little bit. So it's very, very comfortable. Very comfortable. Will you do a normal review of this cruise as it is sponsored by Norwegian? Yeah, so my normal, I normally go on a cruise and I do like a 20-minute story video. That'll be the same on my channel as normal. I'm also going to do a ship tour because the ship is so cool. And then I'm making some bonus videos for Norwegian. So it's just like my normal kind of cruise, but I have access to do more stuff, which is cool. And to make them for Norwegian. So I can't imagine what me at 11 when I took my first Norwegian cruise would think about that. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Is there a casino? Have you tried it out yet? Yes, there's a massive casino. It is a non-smoking casino, but they have like a little holding area for people who want to smoke, a room within the casino. So if someone does want to gamble and smoke, they still can. But if you're just in the normal casino, you don't smell it, which I think is quite nice. But it is huge, as it is on most of the American cruise lines. But we're in Bermuda, so the casinos can't be open when we're in port. So they're not open today. They weren't open yesterday. And then when we sail away, there'll be 2 days, and I'm sure people will be back in the casino back there. Yeah, I think as far as I know, Norwegian are going back to all new style because people don't like them. So yeah, we will see. Oh my goodness, how many restaurants are there on board Prima? I can't tell you. There's too many to count. There's so many specialty restaurants. There's actually a lot of included restaurants. Like, I'm quite used to going on a cruise, and the included offerings are main dining room or buffet. And on here, there's main dining room, there's buffet. There's 2 main dining rooms. There's also the local, which is, if you've been on older Norwegian ships, it's like the Blue Lagoon, like the Oceans, the burgers and hot dogs, that place. And then there's Indulge, which has like, I don't know, 7 different sections where you can get little restaurant stuff. So there's a lot more included food on here than you'll find on most cruises. And specialty restaurants, there's far more than I can try in this week, for sure. Will your video highlight Haven? I can't do Haven on this cruise just because it is so much, but hopefully at some point I'll be able to come back and do the Haven and properly do the Haven. I sneaked into the Haven when I was 13 because I had a friend who was staying there. So that was cool. Is there a bridge viewing room? There isn't, but I have, because I'm here, like I said, doing some work for Norwegian, they have said I can go to the bridge. So I'm going to take Captain Hudson to where he belongs and put him on the bridge and have Captain Hudson steer the ship at some point. That'd be pretty cool. I really like hearing Emma talk. No ums and ers. Thank you very much. Sometimes I think I am doing ums and ers because I'm reading the next question when I'm talking, but I try my best. I've been doing these live streams since March of 2020, so quite a long time. So that's practice, I guess, practice. Mindy is wearing my cookie shirt today. They are very comfortable. Thank you so much. Yes, I bought mine on board. I wore it yesterday. I wore it when I was going on the go-karts, which was pretty cool. I'm glad they're comfortable. Yeah, I tested a lot. That's why I made my store, and it's not like loads of stuff at once, because I want to test every single thing. So some things I have rejected and some good things are going through there. But yes, I'm going to make this is the t-shirt going forward, because it is super comfortable, super comfortable. Yeah, Oceans is my favorite on NCL. When I was a teenager, when I was a child, yes. Kevin says, please don't repeat your questions. Emma tries hard to answer them. Yes, there's no way that I can answer every single question on the live stream. Please don't think I'm ignoring you if I don't answer it. I don't have time to read a question and decide that I'm not going to answer it. And then, it's not a conscious decision. It's just I have to pick out questions. If you do start it with question in capital letters, it makes it so much easier for me. And if you can make it shorter, then I can read it faster and put it on the screen. So that is always good. Yes, I think it was Nancy who put her Hudson Stuffy on the live stream. It's crazy. If you see anybody else who's doing like a cabin tour, or they're doing a live stream and you have Hudson in the background, please leave them a comment. Like, send them some love. Let them know that you're that you recognize him. That would be cool. Will Prima go to Europe? Oh, I'm not sure where Prima is going, but I'm sure we can have a look at that. How is the internet? Well, this live stream is through the Wi-Fi. I don't have 4G in Bermuda, so you can tell me how this is. Does it look all right? It's been pretty good. Pretty good so far, yes. And it hasn't got the new Starlink yet on here. This is still just the regular internet. But if it's going to get better than this is already pretty good. So pretty happy with that. Best room for solos on Prima. So Norwegian, I think, do solos better than any other cruise line. They have epic solo rooms. They're super cool. And they have like a whole, solos are not like an afterthought. They have a whole solo lounge. They have solo meetups. They have Justin, who's normally in the chat, has shown me on here inside the solo lounge. They have cookies in there and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Jonathan says, wearing my Captain Hudson shirt on embarkation day for my cruise next month. That is so awesome. My kind of dream is that somebody would see somebody else wearing the t-shirts and then people can be friends. Like, that is such a cool idea. And also, if you have a Hudson, yeah, Nautical Nurse Nancy, yes, amazing. If you have a Hudson, it'd be so cool to meet up with the Hudsons. What is your favorite perk given to you for this ad trip? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I have enjoyed having the drinks package. That's very nice. I don't drink enough to pay for the drinks package. That's been good. But I don't drink that much. I think probably the food, because being able to book any of the specialty restaurants you want is very good. It's very nice. But you can buy that. It's not an impossible thing. You can buy dining packages where you would buy 7 specialty meals. I think it's like, it works out about $40 a meal or something, which is not crazy. But that's nice for me, because normally I don't do that at all. Also, this balcony room is very, very nice. So that's cool. Oh no, Anna says, I wore my Emma Cruises sweatshirt for 3 days on my last cruise and no one said anything. I think you're right at the beginning of it, though. We've only just had like a few orders. The store is called emmacruisesshop.com, by the way, if you do want anything. But I think as it goes on more, the thing for me, though, is if I'm on a cruise and I see someone wearing an Emma Cruises shirt, do I assume that they know me and say hi? Or maybe they got it as a gift and they're like, who is that lady? I don't know. Would you recommend Electric Sunsets? Oh, this is the 90s, 80s cruise thing that I did. I've done it twice. It was fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant. I haven't booked for next year yet. I might do. I don't know. But I do have a video about it on my channel. So if you want to know what a 90s themed cruise is like, you can check that out. Do you only cruise, or do you sometimes fly somewhere for a week? I haven't done any non-cruise holiday. Like, I haven't done a city break or a driving holiday or a resort holiday since, I don't know. I can't even remember. 5+ years ago, maybe, because, I don't know. I used to think, oh, I'll take a week off and I'll go and sit in Crete or something for a week. But I think I would be so bored now. Wait a minute, it's Wednesday, isn't it? It is, but I'm at sea on Friday, and the thing is, being steady, I can test the internet before I go live. I like to make sure that I know how it's going to work. So it is Wednesday. Yeah, please don't sleep in tomorrow because you think it's Saturday. It is definitely Wednesday. Yeah, Prima is going to Europe. Amazing. Oh my goodness. So many questions going so fast. Thank you so much. I see my mum's in the chat. Thank you to my mum. Differences between Prima and the prior NCL megaships. Oh. So I have only been on Encore very briefly. And when I was on Encore, I was on the sort of press launch. So we came back from the shipyard. It was raining and they closed the go-karts. That was sad. Prima is kind of just, I don't know. It takes everything further, if that makes sense. But it feels a lot more, I don't know. It feels a lot more luxurious and modern and like, I don't know. I really like it. It really suits me. Of course, things like decor are very personal. Some people prefer the kind of 1990s, 2000s orange wood kind of color and the colorful carpets and stuff. And if you want that, the Norwegian Sun had that and we had a great cruise on her. But this for me is more sort of, it feels more Scandinavian in design, if that makes sense. So that's what I would say. Have you found anything you found inconvenient on Prima? I think you need to be quite organized on Prima if you want to get bookings for all of the shows, which you have to get bookings for the shows because the shows are so good. And if you want to get bookings for the restaurants, I think you have to be a bit organized, or if you're not organized, you have to be flexible because things are popular. So I guess that's the tricky thing. But if the problem is too many people want to do a thing, I don't think that's the worst problem. You can book things pre-cruise. You can book things through the app. You can phone up. You can go downstairs. So, yes. Yeah, I found Prima to feel more upscale, yet all the things you expect from NCL. Yeah, it's definitely an NCL ship. Definitely. So I cruised with NCL when I was a teenager. And my favorite thing about it then was like, say you're just sat here and it's 2 p.m., it's 5 p.m., whatever, and you don't know what you want to do, you just go outside and you find something every single time. There's live music somewhere, there's a trivia, there's a game show, there's a something, and that's what I liked. It's very fun. If there's like one word to describe this, it is fun. Like a little bit scary on the fun things, like the drop slide, but fun, absolutely fun. Does the balcony cabin have a coffee machine? No. Just have a look. I don't drink coffee, so if there was a coffee machine, I wouldn't have noticed it. There's no kettles because we're American Cruise Line, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not sure how many passengers are on board right at this moment. It's got to be pretty close to capacity though, because it is school holidays, it's Easter holidays, so there's quite a lot of children on board, teenagers on board, people of all kind of ages. Like, it's a really nice mix. Everyone is here. No one stands out because literally everybody is on here. Did you fly to get to this cruise? Yes, this cruise went from New York City, which in theory you could get a cruise ship from the UK to New York, but yes, I flew in a plane. No kettles, no tea. Is that squash? Yes, I did bring squash. I know I have the unlimited super everything drinks package, but I still bring my own squash. You can request a coffee machine. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've never drunk a cup of coffee in my life, so I'm not sure. But that does sound good. Check your closet for the coffee maker. I've been in the closet. Oh, they have the most amazing robes in there. Oh my goodness. I do have the highest loyalty status with Norwegian as well, though. So I get, I get like a specialty meal. I normally get laundry. So talking about when I went on Sun last time, I didn't buy the specialty dining, but I still could go to specialty restaurants because I had the freebie ones. So that was pretty cool. Is that the go-kart ship? This is a go-kart ship, yes. I think the difference between this go-kart track and the other ones is this is over 3 stories, 3 decks. And yeah, so it kind of goes down, down, and then back up again. I've been on it once and I have booked to go on it again. It was good fun. It was scarier than I thought. It was faster than I thought. And I did get lapped by a child, but the children, I think, had practiced it a lot. It was my first go. Yeah, there's many amazing slides. So there's the 2 dry slides that like race each other. There's the drop slide, and then there's a water slide that like goes up and down, up and down. Is there good outdoor space for dining like on Norwegian? Yeah, pretty much every place that we've mentioned, like the Indulge Hall, they have an outside space, and they have I don't know if you've been on, when you say like the other NCLs, if you've been on, Getaway or Breakaway, they have this waterfront area where all of the specialty restaurants have like an inside and an outside. They have the same one here. So yeah, they've kind of taken that and they've made it more, which is better. How many cruises have you done in total? 53, which I know sounds absolutely crazy, but I did start when I was 11. To be fair, I only did one every 2 or 3 years. It's a normal amount to begin with, but now I've been on a lot of press launches. I'm counting everything in there. I'm counting ferries, I'm counting river cruises, I'm counting the cruise that I took that lasted 8 hours. So yes. Yeah, the waterfront area is really, really nice. It's no secret, I don't think, that the pool deck, the main pool deck on Prima is not huge, but there's areas up and up again where no one seems to go there, So if you don't mind sitting away from the pool, there's plenty of seats here, and also down, the big promenade deck. Most cruise ships don't have that, so that's pretty cool. How is the weather to Bermuda? Is it very rocky? It was kind of rocky coming over, not too bad, and I think my last cruise has sort of changed my opinion on what is rocky. People kept saying, "Oh, how are you with the rocky weather?" But it felt okay. Also, I was so unwilling to feel seasick that I took medicine. I had the wristbands on. I've been taking the ginger supplement things. Everything anyone has told me, I've been doing it on this cruise because I'm not willing to get seasick again. My last cruise was into the Arctic Circle. We had rough seas, and it was just not so great. So yes. How is the internet? You're going to have to tell me. I'm doing this on the Wi-Fi. So does this seem okay? I've not had any problems. I've been doing my work on board all week. Every call has worked fine. I've been uploading videos and pictures, and it's worked okay. So yes, Emma is now weatherproof. Exactly. I think it's kind of just moved my scale up a little bit. So yeah. How are the cookies on board? Amazing. It was the Norwegian cookies that got me hooked on cookies. And there's a picture of me when I think I must have been 13, and I have the Norwegian cookies. Which line have you cruised with most? Norwegian Cruise Line by a million miles. That's where I started. Yeah, way more than any other cruise line. Way more. Has your Fitbit recorded a dance workout while you've been sleeping on this cruise? No, it's not been that rough at all. Not that rough. Jonathan says, the video quality is pretty good, but for some reason that bird in the background never moves. Is he a glitch? Are you saying that Captain Hudson does move? Because if Captain Hudson moves, I've got some questions. Internet is great. Fabulous. That's good. Internet speed is very good. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm good. I'm glad. Yeah, it looks fine from my end. It's not giving me any... normally it flashes up with errors and stuff. Paul and Carol. Hello, Paul and Carol. It is lovely to see you. It's lovely to see all of you in the chat. We've got over 1,000 people watching, which is kind of cool. It's exciting, though. Oh, Carly's going on MSC World Europa in 16 days. I haven't got any plans. I haven't booked any on that cruise ship, but the Cruise Boys are on there. So if you follow the Cruise Boys YouTube channel, they're sharing stuff. They got on yesterday or today, maybe. So that'll be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Have you met the cruise director? I haven't yet. I think the trickiest thing about this cruise and this ship is doing everything, because I came on here with this list. There's certain things that, so I'm making my normal story video for my channel. I'm making a ship tour because this ship is crazy. And then I'm making sort of a video about the food, one about the go-karts and the activities, and one about the cabin for Norwegian. So I've got in my mind, like, I need to go on this slide. I need to do this. I need to visit this place. And it makes you realize how much stuff there is on here. Sometimes I come off of a cruise and I'll be on day, like, I don't know, day 7 of a cruise and be like, I never found that. But for me on this cruise, because I have reasons to find everything, my biggest problem is trying to do and see everything, because this ship is absolutely crazy. I wouldn't recommend you do that on a normal cruise. I wouldn't recommend you try and do everything. But yeah, this is my first time on this ship. Yeah, so I have cruised on Encore, is the most recent one that I've cruised on. I've also been on Breakaway. I've been on Getaway. I started on Spirit. I've been on Jade. I've been on Jewel. I've been on Sun. They kind of blur together a little bit for me, because some of them, the sister ships, are very similar. But I've done most of the Norwegian classes now. Yes. How was the Manhattan Cruise Terminal? It was pretty good, yeah. No complaints from me. It was pretty fast. I had 11:30 as the embarkation time, which is pretty good. I think I do have the highest loyalty status with Norwegian, thanks to all of that stuff. So that normally gives me the earlier time. But yeah, it was pretty fine. yeah, I walked. I stayed in New York the night before. Don't fly in from England to New York on the day of the cruise. That would be exhausting. But we stayed in a hotel and then we just walked to the cruise port, and that was okay. Yeah, Richard says, I'm so sad I only did 2 days on Prima. I can't imagine trying to do everything on this ship in 2 days. I'm trying to do it in a week, and there's still so much. Yeah, I'm going to be very busy for a while when I get back from this cruise. I'm basically making sort of double the content I would normally make, but this ship has more than enough stuff to talk about, so it's pretty cool. Kevin says, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps Emma's channel. Yes, it does. It really helps. Oh, Manhattan Terminal is fine, but the taxi people outside are annoying. I have only gone a cruise ship transfer, so I've never talked to the taxi people. This cruise is 7 nights. So this cruise is from New York to Bermuda, and it has 3 days in Bermuda, which is really nice. It's also really nice because it makes the ship really quiet. You know how it is like if you're on a ship and it's a port day, it feels like a private sea day. So that's kind of what it feels like for us. Did you ever post your Asia cruise? This was way back at the start of my channel. There's some videos there. Wouldn't necessarily recommend that you watch them. I mean, watch them if you want, but this was really the beginning of the Emma Cruises channel. I'd like to go back though. Nothing like my current content. Is Norwegian Prima worth it versus Norwegian Pearl for less cost? Oh, great question. The Pearl was actually docked, or maybe it still is docked, but it was docked behind us yesterday. So it depends what you want from a cruise. They're very, very different. The things that let's start with the things that are the same. I think that's easier. So on both, there's no formal nights, there's no dress codes. It's very casual. There's lots of food. The entertainment's good. They have big shows on Norwegian Prima and kind of the newer ships that they don't have on the older ships. So we saw Donna Summer yesterday, the musical. That was awesome. So cool. If you want to watch like a big musical, the newer ships are better for that. If you want to go on go-karts, if you want to go on water slides, if you want to do like adrenaline-filled things, and you want it to be like this cabin has USB-C, not just USB, but USB-C, like that's high-tech, then Prima. If you're someone who doesn't care about that, why pay extra for such a new ship? The old ones are really, really nice as well. I don't think you can really go wrong. I think Norwegian's quite consistent across the fleet. I think the one that's the most different is the Epic. That's a bit of a strange one compared to the other ships, but not in a bad way. I took a cruise on Epic, forgot about her earlier. But yeah, I think it just depends what you want from a cruise. There's no point paying extra for things. Say you never want to go on the go-karts, you never want to go on the water slides, you're not interested in places like Indulge, you just want to sit down in a main dining room. And maybe you don't want to walk up 10 flights of stairs. You know, the old ones are much smaller. So it depends. It depends. Are you planning on going on Viva? Beetlejuice the musical is going on that ship. I haven't got any plans to, but I absolutely would love to. And that is a really good choice, yes. I have always liked the musicals that they do on Norwegian. My favorite, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. They don't have it anymore, but that was so good. I've seen Kinky Boots. I've seen all kinds of things. And it's absolutely as good as Broadway. You know, there's not a foot out of place at any point. Everyone's perfectly in time, perfectly in tune. Very, very good. Very, very good. Thank you, Don, for my super chat. I think I might have missed a sticker earlier. If I did, I'm super, super sorry. I'm trying to keep up as best as I can, but the chat goes very fast, as I'm sure you can see. And Don says he is starting a 15-day Hawaii cruise this Friday. Our Captain Hudson arrived a couple of days ago just in time. Amazing. It has been so fun for me to see where Hudson's been. I do have some of the pictures here. If you haven't seen them, this is what Hudson's been up to. Is it gonna show? No, it's not going to show. Oh, I saw that for a second. Wait, there we go. So this is him with dogs. This is him with... Nope, it's not going to load. All over the place. But you get the idea. Hudson's been all over and he's got better life than most. Did you do anything fun in New York? Not this time. So I was in New York in September, and I did a couple of days in New York and saw all the touristy New York things. But yeah, this time we just flew in. Do they ever dim the lights for a stargaze on a cruise? Occasionally, not normally. They did on my Northern Lights cruise, of course, when the Northern Lights are out. But it's tricky for them. They need to have the lights on. for certain reasons. So yeah, it's tricky. What cruise line would you recommend for people interested in good shows and musicals? I would recommend, if you go to, I think the best thing to do is go to my website, emmacruises.com, and download the guide that I've put together there, because it ranks all of the cruise lines by like price, by how busy the entertainment is, how the daily schedule is, how formal the dress codes are, everything like that. And that gives you a good place to start, I think. You can't go wrong with Norwegian if you want to do, I quite like some of the British cruise lines like Marella. I think they're very, very good for the shows. They're my kind of go-to. But yeah, it's not the same. You're not going to get a Broadway-style musical in Marella. It's quite different. Have you got a pineapple on your door? No, I do not have a pineapple on my door. And if anyone wants to know what a pineapple means on a cruise ship, go to my website, click on one of the most recent posts. Manny says, could you promote Hudson to Admiral? Perhaps. I think we've got all different types of Hudsons, because 1,300 of these were made. So some have shown up, well, there's a handful that have shown up with quirks, which is quite fun, actually. I quite like it. And one showed up without his hat, without his Hudson thing. So I'm saying that he's not yet a captain. We've got one that got dressed too fast and his thing's upside down, which is cute. One of their foot is upside down, which is funny, but they are all for charity, so I don't think anyone's minded. Everyone just says that their unique ones will be worth money one day. Maybe they will. Just downloaded the guide last week and it was so helpful. Thank you so much, because I do get the same sort of, it's hard to explain. I'm sure you've seen from the guide, but it's hard to explain all of that when I'm asked a question like on a live stream. So I thought a nice chart would make it easier. So yeah, thank you so much. Andy says, will you make a video about your workout routine and where you shop? I don't know. It's not really my kind of thing. People always ask me, oh, where did you get that dress? Oh, well, actually, I got it from a charity shop in America in 2016. Like most of the time it's from Asda, or it's not always I'm not very good at doing the influencer side on that side of like dresses and stuff, but perhaps. Have you noticed major cruise lines cutting costs and limiting food options? No, I've never reached a point on a cruise where I've like eaten all the food that I want to eat. So no, I don't think so. No. Pineapple on pizza, yuck. Pineapple on pizza, yum. Pineapple on pizza dipped in ketchup, the best. I know not everyone agrees with that one. Adam says, has the ship felt too crowded, or does it have a great deck space? So the main pool deck on Prima is pretty tiny because there is the go-kart track. So it's pretty small. But that's just one area. I think if you just look at that and think everyone's got to fit there, people are not all going to fit there. But there's multiple layers. Like at the back, there's like a kids splash park. There's loads of seats there. You can go up to the top, which is where we watch the sail away. And there's so much seating down. I think the down bit is nice by the Indulge food hall out the back there. That's where I normally am. I don't normally swim on cruises, I guess. So I don't need to be near the pool. But yeah, I think it's just spread out. That's all I think. Loving the art behind you. Such a nice touch. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty, yeah, I'll show you more about it. I'll make a full video about the cabin. But it's pretty cool. There's lots of, like, things that just are smart that you wouldn't think about. Like, there's loads of pulley-out drawers. Like, you're on top of a drawer, so I can't show you. But there's loads of pulley-out drawers for stuff. That's what I miss when I'm on some cruises. You need, like, a thing for... just chargers and wires and that stuff. There's even a drawer in the bathroom. So I've put all of my stuff in there, and it's very, very helpful. just looked up the upside down pineapple on the door. Yes. Yeah. Are the go-karts loud? I saw someone ask. You don't hear them. They're electric, as far as I know. So you don't hear them. I guess the only thing you would hear is if someone is like, woohoo! Which sometimes people make noises on the slides. I think the slides are noisier than the go-karts, not because of the slides and not because of the go-karts, but because people make noises. Yeah, Cruising with JT says, just saw your drop slide pics on Prima, nicely done. Thank you very much. It was actually not as scary as I thought it would be. I've had a lot of questions about how you kind of stop on a drop slide. It's not like you just drop and then you go straight down and break your legs. That's not how it works. You just drop into the slide. And then after a few seconds, you're just on a normal slide on your back. So, and it drops kind of towards the back of your feet, so you go down onto your back. It's not like you're like smacked into there. I'm not skipping any particular questions. I just cannot read them all. If you're interested in Carnival, if you check out my Carnival videos I've made recently, probably I answer most of the questions. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can, but it's impossible to do them all. Impossible to do them all. I would challenge anybody to try. What is the theatre etiquette like on a cruise? Interesting. I'm guessing quite mixed. I hate it when people sing and talk through the shows. That is a great question, Holly. Great question. It depends on who's on the cruise. It's more the etiquette of the people. So it's very different when I've taken cruises on cruise lines like Costa. They seem to be much more, I don't know, interactive, I would say, than Brits. British people, we tend to clap and we're silent. When I saw on Royal Caribbean, we saw one of the big shows and people were singing along and stuff. And I wouldn't do that because I'm here to see the show. But yeah, it's more about who's on the cruise, I think, rather than the actual cruise. There's not really rules. It's just what people want to do. Are you in port right now? The internet is pretty amazing. I am in port. We're in Bermuda. But I am using the ship's Wi-Fi. I'm not using my 4G. What is your website? It is emmacruises.com. I'm keeping things simple, How's the quality of the food at the non-specialty restaurants on board? Yes, good. I haven't had anything that's been less than good, or I've thought, oh, I would change that. The first day we got on board, I found a veggie burger in a few seconds in the main dining room, so that was really, really good. The buffet is quite busy at certain times, so I haven't really been there. But when the buffet is busy for breakfast, there's also food in the observation lounge, and I don't think people realize that. So I tend to go to the observation lounge to pick up like pastries or bananas or cereal and stuff. So that's what I've been doing mostly for breakfast. And apart from that, Indulge is just amazing. It is good. It is really, really good. Where are you going? We were in Bermuda. That is where we're going. Yes. Love the theatre seats on Prima. Yes, the theatre on Prima, it's like being in a spaceship. It is insane. I can't wait to show you it because it's so hard to describe, but I don't even know how to describe it. So it looks like a normal theatre when you go in and it's in theatre mode. Rows of seats, comfortable seats, and they have cup holders, which is good, and seats on the side. And then they turn it into a nightclub. All of the seats move out the way, and then there's this crazy light thing that comes down from the ceiling and twists around and has all of these different... I'm going to have to show you it. It is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Shane says, are you enjoying the Prima? Personally, I hated it. I really am enjoying Prima, yes. It's all the things I like about Norwegian from my last 12 Norwegian cruises, but it's more my style, I think. It's so fun. It's very... I like the Scandinavian blues and greens, and it feels like being in a spaceship, so yes. But this is what I think is good about cruising, is you can absolutely hate this, and you can find hundreds of other cruises that you'll love. So... yeah, I think that's what's good. And I think it's so good that you know what you like and what you don't like. There's no point, there's no point pretending, I don't think. So, yes. Thank you so much, Holly, who says, Emma's website is incredible. I've been using it a lot to try and... oh, I've lost your comment. Decide which cruise to take with my family. Thank you so much, Holly. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, some questions, I think, I read them, but they don't have an end. So please finish your question. Emma, enjoy the sun. It is thundering at your house. Yeah, my mum's there in my house with my cat, Hudson, so that's very nice. Yeah, we have the sun here. It is glorious. It's glorious. Tom says, how do you deal with negativity about cruising? But my first cruise, and everyone I tell has something bad to say. Oh my goodness. I think you don't need those people in your life. There's some people who just, I think, are genuinely happy when they're unhappy. You know what I mean? Some people just want something bad to say. They want to... why would you want to bring someone down? Even if someone has booked something that I wouldn't like, I'm not going to say, as long as it suits them, why does it matter at all? So, yeah, I think you just don't even need to tell those people. You don't need them in your life. Not at all. First time catching a live. Cool. I hope this is okay. This is on a different day for everybody, but I wanted to do this when we were in port so that I can test the Wi-Fi. Obviously, on cruise ships, the Wi-Fi can change if we go into an area where we're not likely to, between Bermuda and New York. But imagine we're in the fjords or something, and there's a massive mountain in the way. It changes. It's not always consistent, but it has been consistently good. Like, I've never had an Instagram story fail, which normally on cruises, I'm there like update. I have updated this Instagram stories so many times on this cruise. They're on my YouTube story as well, and my Facebook story. That's where if you want to see things like in real time, that's as close to real time as I can do. Chris says, generally speaking, if you buy a drinks package, is it customary to tip the staff? It's interesting, this one. I think it's quite different in the US and the UK. In the UK, if I go on a cruise and I buy a drinks package, I don't think twice about that. That's it. It's done. I pay my gratuities, the auto gratuities, and I've never seen, I mean, we don't have pound notes for a start, so it'd be really weird to give someone like £2 in coins. But people on this cruise definitely do order a drink and tip someone afterwards. You don't have to. I don't carry dollars or anything. That's so weird to me. But it's not expected, but like people do it on here. But if you're buying a drinks package, as far as I know, if you're buying a drinks package from the US, you are paying gratuities on the drinks package. Even if you get it as part of the thing when you book, you're still paying the gratuities on it. So for me, I've already paid the gratuities. I don't normally do extra, but some people do, and like no one's ever gonna, people are grateful for that. The staff are super nice, so if you want to, please feel free, but don't feel like you have to. I don't think. Is Prima a new ship? Yeah, she is the newest Norwegian ship that there is. Viva is coming soon, which is exciting. Wow, you must have amazing Wi-Fi on board. I'm so glad that everyone is happy with the Wi-Fi. It's also so good for Norwegian, isn't it? Because imagine they invite me on board and then the Wi-Fi just sucks. Do you use any particular travel agent and or cruise agent when booking your cruises? So for many years, I had no loyalty to any particular travel agent. I've booked with every single big agency. I've booked direct. I've booked with independent people. I've booked with everyone. I booked a cruise and then I went on to book about 5 cruises with my agent, Emma Otter, who's in the chat. And once I'd done about 5, I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to recommend anybody else. Emma, let's team together. So now if you go on emmacruises.com and you press that book button, it comes to me and Emma Otter and our team of travel counselors. And I love that because it's so easy for me just to message Emma and say, can you add a quote to my app? And I can accept it or decline it. My least favorite thing about ever booking cruises in the past when I use some of the big agencies is when it says phone for a price. You phone, they don't have the price, they want to upgrade this. I hate it. I love just being able to send Emma a message. It comes into my phone and I've only declined it once, and that's just because I wanted to move the dates. And I just accept it. I pay on my phone. That is it. After doing that for a while, I thought, this is great. I need an American version of Emma. If they could be called Emma, that would be great. And I didn't find one called Emma, but I do have a fantastic team headed up by a guy called Dan from Texas, and he is awesome. So now I can book cruises through me if you're from Canada, the US, the UK, and sometimes we can do some, if you're from Australia or if you're from some places in Europe, we can sometimes do that. Like the crystals on the wall behind you. Yeah, it's very nice. This little piece here is the same all over the ship. This is the same sort of like classy art, if that makes sense. Every place does have a very, very different design. If you're in the steakhouse, it's very different from if you're in Indulge, and even in Indulge, there's like 9 different sections and they're all very different. But it's all this kind of like, it just feels like being in a spaceship. That's the only way I can describe it. It's pretty cool. Did you get the free at sea package with this cruise? Yes, so for this cruise, I have the absolute everything package. When I took my cruise on the Sun, I bought the kind of lesser free at sea, and I had the soft drinks package, and I had specialty meals through my loyalty status. But this time I'm here with Norwegian. I'm doing some work for their YouTube channel, so I have to experience everything, and I'm enjoying it. It is good. It's good fun. When will Hudson be available to purchase again? Any date? Hopefully very soon, because So I make the design and I send it to the team who do the like manufacturing drawings, and that's what they're doing at the minute. So I've done everything my side. I'm waiting for the manufacturing drawings to come back, and then they will send me a sample. As soon as I approve that sample, then we'll put him available. I do have a wait list on my website. If you go emmacruises.com/Hudson Toy, then there's a wait list. If you put in your email there, then I'll send you an email when he's ready. And it's going to be the same sort of thing again, where it's like a booking window of say 3 weeks, and then after that you can't get him again. So then we'll do version 3, then we'll do version 4. It's going to be for Mercy Ships again, the charity. So fingers crossed we can raise you know, we raced a lot last time. It'd be so cool to race as much again, or even more, perhaps even more. How does it feel to be doing a sponsored cruise for Norwegian? It feels fantastic. It feels like, I don't know, this is my 13th Norwegian cruise, so I know this better than anything else. I'm very kind of, I turn down a lot of sponsored trips because I want it to be very clear, you know, I don't want to, say a cruise line comes to me and I don't know who they are and they want to do a sponsored trip with me. I don't want to take any sort of risks like that. This is my 13th Norwegian cruise. I already know what to expect. I've wanted to be on this ship for a really long time. And I already know the product so well. So it makes sense. They asked me to make some stuff for their YouTube channel, which is so cool. And I think I was 11 on my first Norwegian cruise, and 11-year-old me would just be amazed by it. So yes, it's cool. It's very, very cool. It's a very exciting ship. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. But yeah, the content on my YouTube channel will be the same as normal. You'll recognize it as normal. But at the end, it'll say, you know, I made a video about the food. Here it is. And it'll be on Norwegian's channel. And if you can watch the stuff on Norwegian's channel, I would really appreciate it. Just because it looks so cool. And then maybe we can come back and we can go in the Haven next time and I can show you around there. So yes. Is it better to book a cruise online or use a cruise ship travel agent? The way I look at it, there is no reason not to use a travel agent because it should cost the same or be cheaper, and you have someone there who's on your side, especially if things go wrong, to sort out all your problems. Say I book a cruise by myself, I book flights, the flights are cancelled, I'm there panicking, trying to sort it out. If I've booked through a travel agent, it's all together. I just message Emma and I say, what are you going to do? And she fixes everything for me. Plus, travel agents, especially, I mean, a lot of travel agents actually don't go on cruises, but all the ones I work with cruise all the time, multiple times a year. So they can say, maybe not that cabin. Have you thought about trying this one? And it's just, why not, you know? Are you allowed to review the bad stuff? Will NCL let you be 100% honest? Yes, they will. Absolutely. I was sort of, you know, I have asked about this before, of course, because I didn't know before I agreed to this, would they want to review sort of my social posts and stuff? And they said, no, like, it's fine. We've seen your content. We know what you do. They came to me. So yeah, no, it's completely fine, completely normal. And I think, I mean, I've made 600 videos on my YouTube channel now. So if I all of a sudden change something, like, people are not stupid. You would obviously know. So yeah, obviously. So all good. When you're rich and famous, will you cruise like Gary, or will you always be a bargain cruiser? I think I'm happy to do. I mean, I'm obviously happy to do more expensive cruises as well, but I think I enjoy things when they're cheaper. You know, I'll always drink the pretend Pepsi from Lidl. Like, it's just nice. Why would I pay extra for it? So yeah, I think you'll still see me do the cheap ones. Like, I love a cheap P&O cruise, a Costa cruise, an MSC cruise. You can't go wrong with those. But then it is really nice sometimes. You know, I've booked some more expensive cruises and it is good. Yes. Hazel says, have you considered cruising with Emma Otter? I have been on a cruise with Emma Otter, actually. We didn't book it as a cruise together, but we were both on the same cruise. So that was pretty cool, on a princess cruise. I'm interested in the thermal spa. Have you been? Yes, I have been in there. And that's the kind of benefit of me being on a sponsored trip, is that they will let me in these places. And it's amazing. It smells so nice. I wish I could show you. But yeah, there's this ship kind of feels like it's all about the windows, which I know sounds like not that interesting a thing, but it makes a massive difference. So they have all of these glass windows and all of these plants that are real. Tracy says, is MSC as bad as you say? Bad as people say? I was going to say, I don't say. Or do you just get what you pay for? So I've recently took a cruise on the MSC Preziosa. I've cruised on Seaview. I've cruised on Meraviglia twice. I've cruised on Opera. And I like them. You know, check out my videos about MSC. They're definitely not for everybody, but I think it's hard to argue with the prices that you pay for MSC cruises. Yes. Does Prima have a restaurant comparable with Oceans? Yes, it's called The Local. I was there for lunch a little, like, just before this live stream. Same kind of idea, yeah, where you go and you get nachos, you go and get hot dogs included in the cruise fare. It's open very, very late. You can get food on this ship until 3 a.m., I think, maybe later than 3 a.m. So there's no lack of food for sure. Jason says, I love you, Emma. Thank you very much, Jason. Love you too. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the local is the sports bar. Yes, you'll see the football on there. UK football. I mean, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's cool. No, it is nice. It is nice. The thing is though, now they have indulge on here. I just want to go to indulge for every single meal because it's so good. So good. Yes. Oh my goodness. We've got 5 minutes to go on this live stream. If you have any questions, if you have any sort of quick fire questions, if you can put them in the chat now, I will do my best. Jason said, that's not what I said. I don't know what you said, Jason, but I don't know. Yes, Susan says, can we book cruises through you? Yes, emmacruises.com. Click on the book button and just fill in the form that says, you know, roughly where you want to go, how many kids you want to take and stuff. And we can put together some inspiration, advice, whatever you would like. Has Norwegian asked you to cruise the Viva? Not yet, but if you would like to tell them that I should go on Viva in the Haven would be nice. That would be very cool. Oh, Trek Trendy, Will's here. Hello. Can you really get better than a ship with go-karts? I don't know. I would absolutely love to see you come on here and do the go-karts. The thing is the go-karts, when you do them as a group, they're speed limited. I didn't really want them to go any faster than the speed limit, but they're speed limited. So I have booked the thing when you do it by yourself and they take off all of the speed limiters. So we'll see how that goes. Slightly terrifying. It's a proper racetrack. Like I was kind of expecting it to be just to bumper cars around in a circle. There's like hairpin bends, there's bumps, there's everything on there. It's, yeah, scary. Scary, but it's fun. And you have the proper helmet, of course, and the little, I don't know what it's called, like a balaclava and stuff. So there's only one go pedal, one brake pedal. But it's fast. Yeah, it's cool. Very, very cool. Is Emma Cruises a brand or a small business? I mean, isn't a small business a brand? Isn't that the same thing? I mean, it's me. It's my business. And I'm all over the internet. You know, I have my website. I book cruises. I'm on YouTube. You know, I'm on all the social accounts. I do all kinds of different things. I'm everywhere. Thank you so much, by the way, for all of your lovely messages. I can't reply to the live chat after these lives, to these messages, because they're kind of stuck in the live box. But I try and do my best to reply to as many as I can. The regular comments afterwards, I always try and reply. It's a bit tricky when I'm, you know, on a cruise like this because I'm trying to share so much. But I promise I will get back to everybody. When I go home, I'll go back and I'll go through all the posts of this cruise, and I will share them. How many UK ports have you cruised from? I have cruised from Southampton, Dover, Newcastle, and Tilbury. London, Tilbury. That's it. Yes. That's a good quick fire question. Makes me think. Trek Trendy is my favorite travel creator. Yes. So Will from Trek Trendy normally makes videos about planes and trains and not necessarily cruises. But recently he took his first cruise and now he's got, I don't know how many booked, how many he's going on. We have hooked him into the cruising world, which is amazing because it's always interesting. It's always interesting to see cruise content go beyond the cruise world and people who think, you know, when I share videos from this cruise, people don't know that there's a 3-story racetrack on a cruise ship. Why would anybody know that? It's just bonkers, but it's so cool, so cool. What are your plans for the ship tonight? I do not know. I will let you know when I've done it in the future. I will let you know. What does a travel agent do that I can't? Oh, quite a lot of things. So sometimes, you know, they'll be able to book rooms that you can't book. They will probably have discounts. You know, if you think about it, a travel agent has access to just more stuff than you. You know, you might be booking a cruise and you go to Dan in the US and he's already got a group price for that cruise. So he's selling it cheaper than the cruise line. They can do all kinds of things. They can do everything you can do and more and more. Are you on a Coke or Pepsi ship? I'm on a Coke ship. It is Coke on here. Yes, it is Coke. Is it just me who saw Hudson move? Perhaps he did move. I don't know. We're not moving. I mean, we're docked, so there's still a little bit of movement, but he shouldn't really be moving. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Emma says protect your trip in case anything goes wrong. Yes. Very occasionally, I've booked not through Emma when I've had like club card points to use or something, and it's whenever I do that everything goes wrong. And so many times I message Emma and I'm like, I wish I had you to sort this out instead of me, because I've had so many cancelled flights recently. You know, European cruise lines like Eurowings and stuff, they keep cancelling my flights, and I wish Emma had done it, but I'm not making that mistake again. So it has been an hour. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined me. I will be back. Yeah, I'll be back in time for next week. So we'll be back to the normal live stream on Friday. Not this Friday, because this Friday I'll be at sea, but the next Friday after that, we'll be back. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of your comments. There's so many of you in here. It's absolutely amazing. Please keep coming with your questions. Please keep coming with your comments and everything, and I promise I will get back to you all. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. It's so nice to have all of you to share this with. You know, that's why I started my channel. That's why I started my website. I used to cruise when I was a teenager, and I'd come back from the cruise and I'd say to my friends, oh, well, on this ship, they would be like, Emma, we don't know what you're saying. We don't care. So it's so nice that all of you are here. I really, really appreciate it. Yes, thank you so much, everybody. I could sit here and just read through the comments for ages, but I'm going to head off out into Bermuda, I think, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye.